to the Malka sidelines, performing the national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i, Kahuku High School's Vocal Motion. Performing the national anthem and Hawaii Pono'i, Kahuku High School's Vocal Motion.
Espectáculo. Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sport brings you the first Hawaiian Bank HHSAA State Football Championships. This one is for the Division I title, and it pits number 1 versus number 2, the St. Louis Crusaders against the defending state champions and the number 2 seed Kahuku Red Raiders. I'm Kevin Hashiro. It's been a long time. It's been some time since the St. Louis Crusaders have captured a state championship. You got to go back to 1999. A little bit too long. If you were to ask people from the St. Louis sideline, a squad, a franchise, a program that is used to winning, just constant success. On the other side of the field, you've got the Kahuku Red Raiders, the dominant team over the last maybe 6 or 7 years, having won 4 state championships, and they have set the standard in high school football here in Hawaii. I'm joined here in the first half by Blaine Cowie. And Blaine, these two programs go back a long, long way, and whenever these guys meet, it's usually for something big.
And tonight is definitely for something big. These teams playing for the Division I State Championship. Let's get a look at Kahuku head coach Reggie Torres. For Coach Torres, his first year as the head coach for the Kahuku Red Raiders, and he's guided this team into the championship game once again here against St. Louis. And as you mentioned, Kahuku and St. Louis, long-time rivals. They've met many a time on not only here for the state championship, but in prep bowls prior to the evolution of the state championship. And that's once again we're looking at tonight as you see Delbert Tengon pacing the sidelines.
Deferred their options to the second half.
You saw Delbert Tengon, the head coach for the St. Louis Crusaders, in his second go-around. We all know that in his first time as the coach of St. Louis, succeeding the immediate successor to legendary coach Cal Lee, won the state championship. That was back in 2003. A win over Castle, but it's been a drought since. This is the 10th meeting, Blaine Cowie, between these two programs in a state championship game. St. Louis leads the series 6-3, but the last 3 coming in the HHSAA tournament have been all Kahuku Red Raiders.
That's right. The last 3 times these teams met, as you mentioned, Kahuku came away victorious. Kahuku defeated St. Louis the last time these two teams played. 27-26 was the final score. And if this game is anything like the last time they played, we're in for quite a dandy here tonight. Coming into this game, I think defense is going to be one of the keys here. St. Louis and Kahuku both have very solid defensive lines, very good linebackers. I think one of the keys tonight will be how Kahuku's defensive secondary pulls up against St. Louis's aerial attack. Kahuku's had some struggles against passing teams such as Punahou and McKinley this year. We'll see how they fare against St. Louis. They even had some problems against Baldwin last week. They was just a fantastic semifinal game.
A lot of people saying the Red Raiders counting their blessings after a miracle finish against Baldwin last week. But champions make plays, and that's why they're here in the championship game. Kahuku will receive Shiloh Teo and Gary Nagy standing back at their own 5. Brent Shimabukuro standing in his own 30, kicking off for the Crusaders. So it's number 1 versus number 2. Crusaders, Red Raiders, the biggest rivalry in all of Hawaii high school football, just seconds away. The far sideline in a sea of red, the near sideline in navy blue. The bottom portion of the stadium nearly filled to capacity with high school fans, whether you are a rooter of Kahuku, of St. Louis, or any other school for that matter. This is what it's all about. We've already crowned a state champion. King Kekaulike of Maui making history, the first ever neighbor island team to win a state title.
And congratulations to them on their 33-20 victory. Looking to crown one more state football championship here tonight. And it looks like we're about ready to do so. Here is St. Louis ready to get this started.
So Shimabukuro tees it up. And here we go. We are underway. The 10th meeting between these two programs for a state championship. This will be Teo from his own 6. He is hit, runs into the back of his own lineman, and then gets dropped at the 23-yard line. That is where the Red Raiders will operate. The quarterback for Kahuku is Richard Torres. He'll be joined in the backfield by Lehigh Almoa and Neil Lokutui. The wide receivers, Pelefoni Soliai, Jordan Kapu. We'll watch the big hit here on the replay. As again, Teo running into the back of his own lineman. Sifa Hemuli is the tight end. Up front, Anthony Siilata, Ross Salanoa, Roman Pearl, Benji Kimoyatu, and John Manu Olivao. 1st and 10. Torres under center. I formation set. The give is to Almoa. Almoa around the right side. It gets good yardage up to the 29-yard line. Pickup of 6 will bring up 2nd down and 4. Defensively for the Crusaders, up front, Lauren Abiva, Solomona Angamawa, Scott Smith, and Ryan Eastman. The linebackers are Jacob Barrett, Aaron J. Alva, and Jordan Allen Caster. In the secondary, Mark Moody, Manoa Latu, Christopher Kamaka, and Jeffrey Kaler. 2nd down and 4 from the 28-yard line. 4-man front shown by the Crusaders as they start to stack the box with 6 up front. The give is to Almoa. Almoa gets hit at the line of scrimmage and then is dropped after a gain of perhaps 2 yards on the play.
I expect to hear the names of Lehigh Almoa and Junior Mata'afa quite a bit tonight. They'll carry the bulk of the carries for the Kahuku Red Raiders, but yet they are also very deep at that running back position. Expect to see 4 or maybe 5 other Red Raiders aside from Almoa and Mata'afa getting calls to carry the football here tonight for Kahuku.
And Mata'afa is in the backfield. He is the deep back here in this I formation set, joined by Blaine Beatty in the backfield. The give will be to Beatty, or Beatty up the middle. Beatty will be close to the 1st down. In fact, judging by the mark, he might have the 1st down. So Blaine Beatty, 5'10", 225-pound running back up the middle, and he does, Blaine Cowie, get the 1st down.
When you see Kahuku give the ball to their backs, Beatty, one of the fullbacks that'll carry the ball out, along with Neil Lokutui. Both Beatty and Lokutui are loads that the St. Louis defenders are going to have to deal with.
So 3 plays run by the Red Raiders, and to no one's surprise, 3 rushes. 1st and 10 at the 33. Fullback dive once again with Beatty up the middle, and Beatty will get maybe 3 yards on the play.
Well, Kahuku's doing what they wanted to do coming into this game. They're running the football. They're going to try to mount a drive here. And if they're successful, they're going to mount a long drive here. A long drive that will keep St. Louis's offense on the sidelines where they can't score points against you.
Remember, St. Louis Crusader offense that is minus their starting quarterback, Micah Mamiya, knocked out of this game after suffering a broken collarbone against Waianae last week. The give is to the fullback, Lokutui, with a 1st down up to midfield. Neil Lokutui is a load, as you mentioned, Blaine Cowie, 5'9", 250 pounds, 298 yards rushing coming into this ball game.
Lokutui is really built like a locomotive. He just rumbles through the line. Nothing fancy. He runs on a straight line right along the railroad track, and he just keeps on running until somebody stops him, as you see there. And one thing he does very well, he keeps 2 hands on the ball. He knows he's going to be attacked by the defenders, and he always protects the ball. Good job there by Lokutui.
Offset formation. The give is to Almoa. Almoa past midfield into Crusader territory at the 48-yard line before he is wrapped up. Ryan Eastman was there to converge on the play, as well as Stephen Donahue, reserve 5'11" linebacker.
One thing you'll notice when you watch Almoa running the football, if he gets the ball in the backfield, he's got a defender on him. A lot of running backs will try to juke or sidestep. He'll do a spin move in the backfield to get out of trouble, as he did on that last play.
2nd down and 8. Again, split backs, offset toward the left side. The give is to Mata'afa. Mata'afa around the left side, and he'll go nowhere. Maybe a yard on the play. Chris Kamaka with the initial hit. Also, Donahue was there as well. We'll bring up 3rd down and about 7.
See the St. Louis Crusaders now. They're doing their job up front. You see the defensive linemen occupying the blockers, allowing the linebackers and the defensive back to slip in there and bring down Mata'afa and force Kahuku into a 3rd and long situation.
3rd and 7. Now we'll have stoppage and play. Looks like we got a uniform. We got a helmet problem there with the center, Ross Salanoa. Salanoa 6'1", 258-pound senior.
And don't be surprised to see Kahuku run the football in this situation. That's what they like to do. They may run an option here. One thing St. Louis needs to be aware of defensively is the play action. Kahuku likes to run the play action to their tight end. We'll see what they come out with here on third down.
So 3rd down and 7. And now another whistle. And I think they're going to have to take Salanoa out. He continues to have helmet issues. So they'll have to bring in the backup center. And Benji Kimoeatu will have to do the honors snapping the football here on 3rd and 7. Option play. Beatty will now not go anywhere. There's a huge pile at the 45, and you saw a helmet also fly loose. Blaine Beatty gets the call. He'll be shy of the first down by about 4 yards, and now we'll see the punting unit.
Like Scott Smith there in on the tackle along with Mark Moody for the St. Louis Crusaders. Scott Smith, a standout defensive lineman, a 6'7", 245-pound senior, one of the top defensive linemen in the state.
The high punt from Nagy will be taken by Shane Allo, and a fair catch call at his 8, but there is a flag down at the line of scrimmage. So we'll wait for the call. Illegal motion is the call. Our official is Wayne Kaneakala out of the ILH mixed officiating crew this evening here in our Division I championship game. We have a timeout, television timeout, as TV had already taken their commercial break. So we'll resume action as soon as our friends from OC16 come out of the paid spot. There you see, on the far sideline,
Illegal shift on the
There's
offense.
Chase Alcott.
5 yards previous spot. Remain 4th down.
Chase Alcott on the far side, Shane Allo on the near side. So we saw the St. Louis defense surrender a couple of first downs and then stiffen on 3rd down and 7. Now we'll see what the Crusaders are going to do. But Blaine Cowie, you know, we look at St. Louis this time around. This is not your uncle's St. Louis Crusader offense. Gone are the years past in which Cal Lee operated that run and shoot system where they were constantly throwing the football. Now Delbert Tengon has offensive coordinator Vinny Passes bring in that University of Florida, the West Virginia spread option offense, and they're doing a lot more running than they're doing airing it out.
That's right. That's one different thing you'll see from the St. Louis offense if you haven't watched them this year.
So again, Nagy with the punt, a high spiral will come down, and Alcott calls for the fair catch at his own 16-yard line, and that is where the St. Louis Crusaders will operate their first offensive possession of the game. The quarterback is Tamatoa DeMello, pressed into service after starting quarterback Micah Mamiya was knocked out of last week's game after breaking his collarbone against Waianae. Devin Essner is the lone running back. The wideouts are Rickson Picaro, Shane Allo, Ryan Iaea, and Kulia Iona. Mana Greg, Tui Asasopo, Ana Tui Asasopo, Titan Timoteo, and Brit Shimabukuro up front on first down. They're going to throw the pass, what may have been tipped, intended for Kulia Iona. So the incompletion now will bring up 2nd down and 10. Up front, defensively for the Red Raiders, Kaniela Tuipolotu, Alema Tachibana, Nai Fotu, and Malone Fiso. 2 linebackers in the set, and Sioosi Tafuna and Pai Falimalu. The defensive backs, Shiloh Teo, Gary Nagy, Rayton Rowland, Damon Carr, and Kaika Sasaoka. 2nd down and 10. Shotgun formation, and this is the standard formation in the spread option. Essner hit in the backfield and then dropped. Malone Fiso, good job of Fiso shedding off the tackler, bringing down Lene Aumua. Instead of Essner, Malone Fiso, 6'2", 260-pound senior.
Malone Fiso there coming with the big play. His older sister, Chazelle Fiso, a standout volleyball player for the Kahuku Red Raiders, and Malone Fiso making his presence felt here. Big tackle there on Devin Essner.
Everyone talks about Tui Polotu as being the guy, but Fiso has made his own share as well. 3rd down and 8. DeMello dropping, going for the deep ball, going for Iona, and it is tipped caught out of bounds, or rather incomplete, but wouldn't have mattered. Iona had actually stepped out of bounds at about midfield as the ball was making its downward trajectory. So the incompletion will make it 4th down and 8, and now it's St. Louis who will have to kick the football away.
It was a good throw downfield there by the quarterback. Tamatoa DeMello had a lot of time, good blocking up front by the offensive line. He put a lot of air underneath this ball, ended up sailing a bit too far on the sidelines, but he put it in a spot where Iona had an opportunity to make a play, but good coverage there defensively for Kahuku.
Punter Jacob Barrett is a good one. Line drive, end over end kick will be fielded at the 46-yard line, and breaking away is Manu Olivao. Samson Manu Olivao nearly busted one, but a good return as Olivao takes it deep into Crusader territory to the 23-yard line.
And this is the one situation the St. Louis Crusaders did not want to put their defense in. See the punt going downfield, a line drive punt, not a lot of hang time, allowed Kahuku to get their blockers set up special teams wise, and the return man doing the rest as he was able to return the ball down to about the 27-yard line, and now a short field for the St. Louis Crusaders to defend, and an opportunity here for Kahuku.
Lehigh Almua, the deep set. Torres under center. Will run the option. Torres up the middle. It's got a whole ball is loose. Ball is loose. And I think that Torres somehow, as that ball bounced around, that ball squirted right back to him, and he grabs the football and has almost yardage for a 1st down.
Talk about a fortuitous pop fly there right around the 17-yard line. Torres had a good seam there. St. Louis Crusader players are tackling him, and the ball lands right on his belly, or right near his belly, just close enough for him to reach out and snap it back in before the St. Louis could.
Well, the football gods really smiling on Kahuku. Goes back all the way to that Baldwin game last week. Almua, this time around the right side, gets to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Still shy of a 1st down by about half a yard.
If you're one of those that believes in, luck or superstition, this is the same side of the field that Kahuku scored their touchdown on last week to beat Baldwin, and once again, luck falls on their side there. It's going to look at St. Louis's defenders coming in on that last play. Jacob Barrett. Barrett, a standout linebacker. He's another name we're going to call quite a bit tonight as he goes head-to-head with the running backs and the quarterback for Kahuku.
Quarterback sneak on 3rd and short. Torres with enough forward momentum following the big, massive fellas up front to get the 1st down for Kahuku.
And the next couple of downs are going to be huge for the St. Louis Crusaders defense. If they can hold Kahuku to just 1 or 2 yards of carry here on the next couple of downs, they can force Kahuku to 3rd and long situation and maybe force them to kick a field goal. But that's what they need to accomplish here on the next 2 downs as you can look at Torres and company getting ready to approach the line. Once again, Torres was a defensive back last year for Kahuku. JV level, played quarterback, back to the quarterback position here in his senior year.
Son of the rookie head coach Reggie Torres. The give is to Mataafa. Mataafa hit at the line of scrimmage and then gets dumped backwards. So Junior Mataafa, who is the speedster of this group, in each of the last 4 or 5 games, he has busted off a 50-yard run, at least.
I was going to say 50-yard minimum. It was actually the key word there. He had an 82-yard touchdown run at the OA semis against Leilehua. Had a near 80-yarder last week against Baldwin. You see him going head-to-head there, and St. Louis Crusaders awaiting him there. One of the keys for St. Louis, if they can fill those gaps for Mataafa and Almua can get into there, that would bode well for St. Louis.
Almua checks back into the game. Play action. Torres rolling out to his left, looking to the end zone, fires and incomplete, overthrowing his intended target, the tight end, the wide receiver, Jordan Kapu. Kapu, the intended target. He also had Soliai heading on a corner out toward the end zone, but I think that pass may have been intended for Kapu.
That pass looked like it was intended for Jordan Kapu. He was breaking open out along the sideline there. And that's the one thing that St. Louis needs to be aware of. Baldwin bet quite a bit on the play action, and that time he just missed his intended target, Kapu. See the ball sail over his head, but Kapu really the main beneficiary of Baldwin biting on play action last week. He caught a number of passes last week for big yardage.
Single set formation, Almua. It looks like, look at this option play. Almoa being swallowed up, and he'll be dropped. The flag is down. We may have holding. Solomon Aingamawa with the initial hit on Almoa, and then Scott Smith, the 6'7" behemoth, cleans up the play. There's an illegal block against the Red Raiders, and of course the Crusaders will obviously decline this penalty to bring up 4th down and about 8.
During the play, block in the back on the offense. Repeat, 3rd down.
Once again, our head official, Wayne Kaniayakala out of the ILH.
See the quarterback rolling out, and St. Louis, they've got a lot of speed on defense, especially out there along the perimeter. See Solomon Aingamawa just slowing down the runners out there, both the quarterback and the pitchman, bringing them back towards the inside where he had a lot of help.
Well, interestingly enough, St. Louis says, you know what? We'll surrender the yardage, and we'll surrender the down, push them back. So 3rd down and about 21. Torres in trouble. Here comes the Russian. Torres goes down, and a flag is also down. This is going to be a hold against the Kahuku Red Raiders. Solomon Aingamawa once again.
Boy, for St. Louis, the defensive ends just came crashing in on that last play. Solomon Aingamawa coming in from one side, Scott Smith crashing in from the other side. Richard Torres really nowhere to go on that last play. We'll check out the No Foods of Hawaii replay here. Torres dropping back to pass. Initially looked like he had some time. We see Scott Smith just overpowering his man. That forced Torres to make some adjustments back in the pocket, and Aingamawa coming in from the blind side. End up getting to the quarterback for the sack.
Penalty is declined.
Great defense by St. Louis prevents a Kahuku scoring opportunity.
And Aingamawa is a guy who was involved in a car accident shortly before the Waianae game. There was some doubt whether he would play or not. His family involved in that SUV accident on the west side. Thankfully, he was okay, and his family as well. 4th down, and Nagy with a line drive punt. And Alcott going to let this one go, and the ball will be pinned down at the 6-yard line. A beautiful looking punt there by Gary Nagy, who was actually punting for the injured Ian Rinterink, who was a very good punter for Kahuku before he was lost to injury. 1st and 10 for the St. Louis Crusaders, but again, starting deep in their own territory.
Nagy, who punted that last ball for Kahuku, headed off, I believe, to Brigham Young University for his collegiate football career. At least they know they got somebody that can punt in a pinch if they needed him to, but Nagy also an outstanding defensive back for Kahuku.
Double wides to the near side. Doubles to the far side as well. DeMello will give it. No, on a keeper. DeMello has it, hit at the 10, and then gets bunched down at the 11-yard line. Shiloh Teo and Alema Tachibana combining on the tackle, but not before DeMello picks up about 5 yards.
Yeah.
And I think one of the keys tonight here for Tamatoa DeMello getting his start here against Kahuku. I'm not sure if he's ever been hit as hard as Kahuku's going to hit him tonight. He needs to protect that football. You see him here covering up just before the contact is made. He'll need to continue to do that as he's running those option plays. Otherwise, you don't want that ball squirting out this far in your own territory.
So 2nd down and 4. Essner hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. The tackle made by Nai Fotu. He's another excellent defensive lineman for the Red Raiders.
Boy, Fotu's just been a ball hawk all year for Kahuku. Just shooting through the gap there, read that play immediately. Really gave the running back no room to go there.
So a loss of a couple. We're bringing up 3rd and 7. Tamatoa DeMello was not thrown a touchdown pass this year in an obvious passing down. DeMello fires, completes it out to the far side. Rickson Pacaro with the catch, and Pacaro gives the Crusaders their first down of the evening. Up to the 25-yard line, gain of 16 on the play.
And that was a nice passing pattern run there by the St. Louis Crusaders. A timing pattern run perfectly executed actually by the quarterback Tamatoa DeMello. Dropped back, made his read, and had the perfect time. As soon as Pacaro was coming out of his break, the ball was almost there. Pacaro enough time to catch it, get upfield for the first down yardage, plus a little bit more.
DeMello looks like he's a little more comfortable out there right now. He obviously knows he is the quarterback. DeMello on the keeper, gets past one, and will step out of bounds to the sideline. He'll actually gain only a couple, but a good play action fake there by DeMello. I mentioned DeMello looking a little bit more comfortable because he knows he is the man. Now, earlier this year, as St. Louis took on Punahou, remember a game earlier in which the Crusaders jumped out to a 35-0 lead, but then DeMello taking over from Michael Mamiya, who got hurt for a couple of series, and unfortunately DeMello did look uncomfortable, and a couple of his turnovers allowed the Buff and Blue to get momentum back and nearly win the game. Again, DeMello, the late pitch to Alo, and then Alo gets buried to about the 27, maybe the 28-yard line, and that again is that speed of that Kahuku defense. You almost can't get around the perimeter because of the great speed that this defensive unit possesses.
Another great speed from both defensive units, both St. Louis and Kahuku. You'll watch them cover from sideline to sideline. You look at DeMello here. What a great fake on the handoff, though. He had the defense leaning that way. The late pitch there is the kind of pitch that makes coaches nervous when you're out there along the sidelines. So you want your quarterback to make a decision and eventually turn it upfield. When you make a late pitch like that, there's so many defenders around. You're not exactly sure who's behind you.
17 seconds left in the first quarter. Rapidly played first quarter. Out pattern is caught. First down. Rickson Pacaro making the catch, and a beautifully thrown football there by Tamatoa DeMello.
Well, they basically ran that play just a couple of plays ago. A nice timing pattern a couple of plays ago. Once again, they did it again. Pacaro, just as he's coming out his break, ball arriving there in his hands, and he's got that step on the defender. Good read by the quarterback. He noticed the one-on-one coverage out there. He just had to wait for Pacaro to come out of his break in order to get that pass completed.
You see DeMello talking to quarterbacks coach John Howe, just one of those long lineage of great St. Louis quarterbacks. Of course, John Howe, and it goes back
Darnell
to
Arsenault,
Arsenault, Timmy Chang, Jason Gesser. That is the end of the first quarter, and as we suspected, Blaine Cowie, a scoreless defensive struggle. Scoreless going into the second quarter. We'll take this short timeout. We'll come back to Aloha Stadium for the Division I State Championship here on Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports.
When it comes to taking care of people's cars, just look for the Jiffy Lube sign. Doing what it takes, one car at a time. Doing what it takes at Jiffy Lube. Say hello to Good Buys. Say hello to Price Busters.
Kevin Hushiro, Blaine Cowie back at Aloha Stadium as we enter the second quarter of action here in the Division I State Football Championship. Scoreless game between the Red Raiders and the St. Louis Crusaders. It'll be first down and 10 as Tamatoa DeMello in shotgun. Here comes the rush. DeMello fires, and it's incomplete just over the head of Rickson Pacaro, the intended target. We'll bring up second down and 10. Blaine, we were mentioning during the break that the first game, the Division II Championship, was a long, drawn-out affair, but this was a rapidly played first quarter between these two squads.
That it was our Division II contest. A lot of scoring that last game. As I mentioned, a final score of 33-20 in favor of Kincaid Kaliki as they came with the Division II title. But a lot of running through that first quarter, a lot of good defense, and we zipped right through the first quarter, and here in the second.
Second play of the second quarter. Inside handoff to one of the backup running backs. That's Austin Joaquin Kona. Breaks one, can't get another. And Joaquin Kona will lose 5 yards on the carry. Again, good pursuit there by the fast-flowing, white-shirted Red Raiders. Alemalu making the tackle.
Pai Faleamalu. See the defensive line for Kahuku. You see 3 linemen breaking in almost immediately. Makine Kona doing all he could to try to just get to the outside and maybe turn it upfield, but just too many red and white jerseys in front of him. Makine Kona's had some big runs for St. Louis this year as well, but nothing doing there thanks to the Kahuku defense.
You can credit Nai Fotu for forcing Joaquin Kona out of the pattern. Long pass downfield intended for Pacaro, but 2 Red Raider defenders there on the play.
And you think DeMello and Pacaro have practiced a little bit together. Seems to be the one guy that he's locked into so far. I believe every pass that's been thrown by Tamato DeMello so far has gone in Rickson Pacaro's direction. And I think Kahuku defensively recognizing that they had the double coverage there on Pacaro on that last play.
So Barrett will probably be first team ILH punter. Gets off a high, deep end-over-end kick, and this will be fielded and coming down. They're going to say that the runner is down. Manu Olivao still on his feet. Samson Manu Olivao weaving his way into traffic and gets another fine return into Crusader territory at the 46-yard line. Samson Manu Olivao, 6'2", 195-pound wide receiver. He was not listed as one of the returners on the depth chart, but this is his second excellent return on a punt tonight.
As you see him fielding it there, you see him just keep his knee off the turf.
That was close.
It was very close. Officials got the best view there, and he says that he kept his knee off, and there he goes off to the races, breaking tackles along the way.
No replay, of course, in high school football, so it's 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line of St. Louis. We have a television timeout currently, but another fine return by Samson Manu Olivao. So far, Blaine Cowie, field position has really been the story of this contest. We'll come back and have more action here in the Division I State Football Championship game between St. Louis and Kahuku. Scoreless, back to Aloha Stadium after these words here on the Aloha Stadium Star Sports. Back to live action. Torres on the keeper. Torres with some running room. Down the middle, and Torres deep into Crusader territory. The ball is loose, but they're going to say Torres fell down. He was down at the 12-yard line. A huge run for Richard Torres around the left side, but we have an injured Crusader all the way back at the 45-yard line, and that's Aaron J. Alva.
An immediate medical attention for both teams out there. Aaron J. Alva, he's not moving out there. Richard Torres here, a torrid run to get this whole thing started. Torres, as he got downfield, fumbled the ball as he was on the ground. But a great start for Richard Torres. But now of more concern is the health of Aaron J. Alva. They're starting to roll him over on his back now. It's good to see he's just starting to move his extremities. He was motionless there for the last minute or so. And immediately medical staff from both Kahuku and St. Louis out there to check on Aaron J. Alva.
Here's Delbert Tengon coming over, and it looks like they're looking at the left leg of Aaron J. Alva. This is a great story, Aaron J. Alva. Undersized linebacker, the smallest of the Crusader linebackers, only at 5'6", 160 pounds. And I was talking earlier this year to St. Louis defensive coordinator and linebackers coach Jacob Yoro, another former great Crusader linebacker, but he says he's got great linebackers on his squad, but the one he's most proud of is Aaron J. Alva. And the reason why is because he is small and diminutive, but he just goes out there, he makes plays. I know this is going to really concern Jacob Yoro, because this is one young guy who takes pride. Let's check out the injury. There's Alva, 43. It looks like he just planted, and then a Red Raider fell on top of him, and his knee or his foot may have gotten stuck in the field turf. You saw Alva just collapse. We'll take this break. with 10:42 remaining here in the second quarter. It's a scoreless tie between the Crusaders and Red Raiders. Back to Aloha Stadium on the Aloha Stadium Stars Television Sports. Well, that is not a good sign, as starting outside linebacker Aaron J. Ava has to be helped off the field. Again, the great story. This is an undersized kid at 5'6", playing one of the most toughest positions on the field. 1st and 10 for the Red Raiders at the St. Louis 12-yard line. The give is to the up back, and crashing inside the 10 to the 7-yard line is Neil Lokotui. As Lokotui gets a second carry of the game, Jacob Barrett making the tackle.
Lokotui, as you mentioned, once he gets the football, he knows where his hole is and where to go. Again, good blocking up front by the right side of the offensive line. A big hole there for Lokotui. He just had to get to the hole and carry a couple of guys with him. Puts him in a good situation here on 2nd down and about 7.
6-man front here on 2nd down. Power I formation. The give is to Almoa. Almoa to the 5. And then plunges forward to about the 4-yard line. Will still be shy of the 1st down by a couple of yards. Will bring up 3rd down and short. So the Crusaders with their backs to the goal line, as the Red Raiders threatening early here in the second quarter. A scoreless game. Once again, the Red Raiders come out in a power I formation set. Kaniela Tuipulotu is one of the power blocking backs. Mata'afa on the carry. Mata'afa gets hit at the 5 and he goes down. Jacob Barrett and Jordan Allencaster, the two healthy linebackers, combining on the stop. We'll bring up 3rd down and about 2 yards to go.
And what a job the St. Louis Crusaders defense continues to do with their backs against the wall. They stiffen up and make it pretty difficult here for Kahuku, who's got a decision to make here on 4th down.
So indeed, 4th down and mass substitutions into the game. So they scrap the power I. They bring in Lokotui and Almoa on 4th down and 2 from the 5. Lokotui with the give. No, Torres on the keeper. He'll pitch it back. Ball is loose. Ball is loose, but I think Kahuku may have recovered it for a 1st down.
Well, St. Louis came up with the football. St. Louis came up with the football. St. Louis Crusaders, Christopher Kamaka with a huge fumble recovery, and Lehao Almoa was actually an open man running on the pitch there, but the pitch slightly behind Almoa. He reached back for it, couldn't control it, and Kamaka there, just the right man in the right place, coming up with the fumble for St. Louis, and once again, they have denied Kahuku inside the red zone. You see the ball bouncing off of one of the Kahuku players and into the hands of Kamaka. Watch it once again here. You see one Kahuku player had a chance for it, but with so many Crusaders around that football, it ricocheted away, and here's St. Louis.
Movement at the line. This play will be whistled dead, as there was movement on that St. Louis Crusader front, as they've got the ball 1st and 10 at their own 3-yard line.
Prior to the snap, false start on the offense. Half the distance to the goal, remain 1st down.
Well, that's been the story here in this game so far.